My fellow Americans, and especially my Caucasian brothers and sisters, on this most auspicious of events, the inauguration of our first African American president, I'm reaching out to you to ask you to join me in actively transforming our country, our world, and ourselves for the better. Electing a black man to the highest office in our land is a great step forward in the struggle against racism, but there's much more to be done, and each of us has a role that we can play. You see, although overt forms of racism, such as lynching, segregation, and slavery, are more or less entirely a thing of the past, institutional racism, despite the election of Barack Obama to the presidency, is still very much in effect. And here's the thing. Whereas it was largely necessary for black people to lead the struggle in this country against overt racism, it mostly falls to you and I, my white brothers and sisters, to dismantle institutional racism. This is because the key to institutional racism existing and thriving is ignorance and denial on our part. Like it or not, we benefit from an unjust system simply by doing nothing. Therefore, doing something, educating ourselves and each other, bringing the issue of racism up and discussing it publicly, refusing to give others a pass when they make racist jokes or comments, is the best way to break down and eradicate the system. This is the reason I've written this speech and published this video, to do my small but necessary part to hasten the demise of institutional racism. And I challenge you to do the same. Write down your thoughts on racism, record your own video, and post it as a response to this one. I, of course, invite all people moved by my words, from all walks of life, to post video responses, but I most of all want to hear from other Caucasian Americans, mostly because, as I said, it is our duty more than anybody else's, as the prime beneficiaries and keystone of the system, to dismantle it, but also because it's understandably easier for us to take a word of advice on this matter from one of our own. But it's not enough anymore simply to discuss our feelings, although that is an important part of the process. At this point, what we need are solid suggestions on practical things that all white Americans can do in their lives on a regular basis to help defeat and dissolve the racist legacy that we are all of us left with, both individually and as a people. And to that end, I offer the following modest suggestion. I've noticed throughout my life that many of my well-meaning white brothers and sisters get stuck in their thinking and actions on racism by concerning themselves with trying to prove to both themselves and to others that they aren't racist. I've seen many sensitive white Americans brought to apoplectic tears in this effort, or to uttering such inanities as, "I can't be racist, some of my best friends are black," or to going overboard in adopting the trappings of certain forms of African American culture. While well-intentioned, and entirely understandable and desirable as a goal, the problem with this claim is that it is not currently possible to be both American and not racist. From its inception up to the present moment, America has been a racist country, a racist society. Therefore, it cannot but produce racist citizens. And the training is so insidious, so thoroughgoing, and so complete from the moment of birth onward, that I do not believe that it can ever be truly neutralized by any American citizen, no matter how intelligent, introspective, sensitive, or enlightened. The only way to fight it is to train ourselves to place an effective filter between our racist indoctrination and our actions. And declaiming loudly and frequently to ourselves and to others that we are not racist is the opposite of an effective filter. It is the embodiment of the fear of being labeled a racist. It is paralysis. It is the end of thought. But fearless thought on the part of white Americans is what we need the most right now, to be followed by fearless action. So get over your trip of proving the impossible, that you're not racist. If you're an American, you certainly are racist, but it's not your fault. It is, however, your responsibility to figure out how to countermand your native training to the best of your abilities. Good luck, and now, please share your thoughts on achieving this very worthy goal with others and with me. Thank you, and be brave.